Okay. Hmm. Okay. How are my levels? Levels seem okay. Music might be slightly loud. Okay. And yep. Let's see. Okay. Oh, someone popped in. Hello, whoever you are. Just need to. Hey, Missing Company. I finally managed to be off during a live stream. Hey, how's it going? So, since you're here, I wanted to ask you. First of all, I'm really glad you liked the video. It really means a lot. I always love feedback. So if you want to tell me anything you liked, like what about it you liked, commentary, editing, hearing me upset about a film, I'm just curious. You don't have to answer. I'm just curious what you liked about it. Because feedback is always grand. I'm just gonna post to my community. Your snark makes even movies that suck seem okay. Hey, Tanishk. Hi. Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, I had a Mexican Thanksgiving this year, which was a lot of fun. I actually prefer it because this may make me sound un-American or something, but I don't like Thanksgiving food that much. Turkey's dry, stuffing's meh. It's all just very filling and dry. But yeah, this year I did it Mexican style with my fiance's family. And it was great. We had pozole, which is like a Mexican stew, which is delicious. We had some pie. And yes, this is a Boba Fett coffee mug. I don't even like Star Wars, but this mug is badass. Okay, just going to do this. But I'm glad to hear that, Misty. Hey, Alika, both my Patreons are here. My lovely people. Hope I had a great Thanksgiving. Thank you. I did have a good Thanksgiving. I hope yours was great as well. Cool. I'm just doing all that. So, on lunch break right now. Awesome. Well, I'm so glad that you swing by during your lunch break. That means a lot. I was just asking Misty about my video. And I want to know, Misty, why you recommended Tarot. I think your kids recommended it. I'm just curious if you guys saw Tarot and if you liked it, because I really didn't. Tanishk, if you're confused, Tarot is a horror movie that's on Netflix right now, and it really feels like AI wrote it, except it's so cringy. I feel like it's not AI. Like, it had to have come from an adult. I Broke My Died So Big. We had roasted duck. Oh, it sounds so good. Orange sauce, homemade cranberry sauce, green bean casserole, the best stuffing I've ever had. That sounds awesome. I've had duck, I think, once in my whole life, maybe twice. And I didn't grow up with Asian cuisine. I grew up with Middle Eastern cuisine and American cuisine. And I went to, someone I know took us to like a nice Asian restaurant, and I had duck. And fucking Christ, it was so good. My daughter recommended it. She watched it and loved it. Oh. Well, hey, I'm glad she got something out of it. I really didn't like it. Maybe it might be easier for someone younger because they maybe aren't used to kind of all the cliches that I saw in Tarot. But when I saw Tarot, having watched over like 500 horror films, I'm like, this is the same. I've seen this movie like 100 times, except I felt like in Tarot it was worse. I mean, I can't believe it, but Tarot managed to make the guy from Spider-Man, like, oh my god, so obnoxious. I wanted to kill him so bad. Operation Avalanche. Got a turducken. Oh yeah, the turducken. Oh man. Also watch Rushmore and Operation Avalanche. I haven't seen Operation Avalanche. Rushmore is one of my favorite, I think one of my favorite movies ever. It's my favorite Wes Anderson film. Rushmore's great. Transmission, what's up? Back from the pub. You taking requests? Yes, I am taking requests. I'm not taking requests for the wheel. I already have my next 5 for the wheel game. However, I tried to rewatch it and fell into a dead tree. Were you driving and you drove into a tree? Are you okay? I hope you're okay. I wouldn't watch a movie while you're driving. Not recommended. So, transmission. I kind of want to do 2 things today on stream. I don't know how long I'm going to stream. Just between me and you, a little hungover, hence the coffee. So, I'm trying to really make my top 10 of the year really worth something, and really try to watch all the films I can from this year. Not always possible. And I know I mentioned this in my last stream, but like I really do like end of the year videos that I do. My last one I quite like doing. So I'm just trying to make sure I catch up on anything I physically can. And yeah, if you got a movie for me to watch, even if it's not this year, yeah, throw me a recommend. But definitely, if there's something this year that you feel like I should check out, let me know. Oh, reading the book. Okay. Your videos are great in every way. Presentation, commentary, subject matter looking for. Oh, that's so awesome. Thank you, Maddie. That means a lot. Yeah, I reviewed one of yours. Which one did you tell me to watch? I'm trying to remember which one was yours. Was yours In My Skin? Was that the one you recommended? I'm trying to remember. Lika made me watch Before Sunrise, which I'd never seen, and I really liked it. I liked Before Sunrise, and I've heard Before Sunset's even better, so I'm very excited. You're asking the wrong lad. I still catch up on my 2024 list. Last one I watched was I watched the TV Glow and Time Stalker. What is Time Stalker? I did have a question for everyone. Oh my god, I've never even heard of this. What is this? A karmic journey that sees the hapless heroine, Agnes, reincarnated every single time she makes the same mistake, falling in love with the wrong man. Unless Lo directed it. I didn't like it. I like the poster. It's wild. Time Stalker. Some people like it, some people say it's meh. Even at 90 minutes, it's too long. Rory, would you agree with that? That's the worst, isn't it? When a movie's so short, but it feels like it's 4 hours. I hate that. It's like, that's on you. Like, that's not even on the audience. If your movie's 90 minutes and it's crawling, like, there's something wrong with your story. Your story is not engaging enough. I actually rewatched Before Sunset recently because my mom never seen it. That's really nice. Alika, we might as well for the third wheel thing. We should just like give you before midnight. Honestly, like we might as well make the trilogy. You know. Oh no, yours was LA Confidential. Yeah, that was great. That was one of the few I actually had seen before. I think I saw 2 of them before the video, and yeah, LA Confidential is so badass. Oh, it's so good. My review of LA Confidential in that video didn't even feel like a very professional review. It felt more like I was just gushing, you know, because there's so much good stuff in the film, and yeah, that moment with Guy Pearce is just fantastic. Oh, amazing. It's actually 80 minutes, 10 minutes of credits. Oh, okay. You know, there's a film. If we're doing film shoutouts, Inumaki is so good when using herbal soothers. That is a very specific thing there. Have you guys seen Nimona? So this was a animated film on Netflix that came out last year, and you look at the trailer, you look at the animation, it looks kind of weird, it looks a little cheap, and I honestly wasn't excited to see it, but it was on Netflix. I'm like, you know what? I keep seeing this pop up my feed. Let me just watch like the first 10 minutes. It was awesome. This movie's great, and it really didn't get enough attention, in my opinion. I don't know if any of you've seen this, but I would highly recommend it. It's very funny, and Nimona herself, she's the kind of... Wait, did I not rate this? What? I know I rated this. Huh? Okay, well, this is an 8. Yes, it was Blue Sky. They got bought up by Disney, and Disney wanted to shut down the project. And some people think they wanted to shut it down because there was a gay character. Nice job, Disney. But they eventually got funding, and they managed to pull through. And I gotta say, like, her character is so awesome, and she's genuinely funny. And I feel like a lot of animated movies have very animated characters, like they're wisecrackers. They speak fast. And I feel like a lot of those characters are kind of annoying, and I guess the writers, like, they don't give them very good dialogue, and they feel like as long as they speak fast, it's funny. But she's actually funny. She actually has a real punk attitude to her. The music complements it, and her nice, Missy. That sounds awesome. It's got a real good energy to it, but I think what I like so much about it is like the drama moments. Like, they're really dramatic. I mean, there's parts of this movie that are very sad, and there's other parts that are hysterical. And she's voiced by Chloe Grace Moretz, and I had no idea she had this kind of performance in her. She is she's so good as a voice actress in this film. So big recommend. I'm not being paid to say this or anything, but like, I was shocked at how good this was. So big recommend. Hanging with my man, and now I'm surrounded by my crew. I know, Gustavo. Also, welcome to the stream. It's true, even I've thought that. Like, an original film pops on Netflix, and my first reaction is, ugh. Like, don't Bird Box me again. Like, please don't Bird Box me. I'm always worried. I just tried watching... My girl and I were watching a French horror series on Netflix. Marianne. And, God, I don't even know which one it is. Is it this? I can't remember which one it is. It sucks. I mean, it's bad. And again, it's a Netflix property, and I feel like I can't trust Netflix. But then I'll see something like Incantation, or I'll see something like Nimona, and I'm just blown away. So it's really frustrating. Like, they're so hit and miss. Chloe, I like how you shorten Grace Moretz to Gratz. She's one of those actresses who isn't used to her full potential. She has to sack her agent. I know. I feel like she could be... Like, she was big when she was younger, and then she just started doing a bunch of, like, weird films, and they weren't very popular, and they weren't rated very well. But I know she's, like, especially, like, if they get her to do more voice acting, especially, like, please use her, because she was so amazing as Nimona. Yep. Bird Box, my first Sandra Bullock disappointment. It wasn't Crash. I guess Crash was not Sandra Bullock's fault. Crash was just a terrible script. But, yeah. Oh, Mike, I missed your message. I've only seen... See, here's the thing, and maybe you can help me out here, Mike, or anyone. When does something actually come out in 2024? Because Letterboxd times it, let's say, dates it, based on when it first hit a theater, which could even be like a festival. And it's frustrating because there's some movies I physically cannot see this year. Like, there's this movie called Presence, which I want to see so badly, but it hit a festival this year, so it's listed as 2024, but I don't think it counts, and I don't know if it can even be nominated for anything, because to be nominated for an Oscar, I found out, it has to come out to a certain amount of theaters. So it's just like, it gets confusing when I'm doing like a top 10 list. Film festivals don't count. That's what I'm thinking too. So like, but it's just frustrating because Letterboxd dates it this way, and so technically this is a 2024 film, but like 20 people saw it. It's just, I don't know, it's annoying. But I really want to see this For those who don't know, this is by Steven Soderbergh, who's one of my favorite directors, and it's about a presence that's in a home, you know, like a ghost, but the whole film is shot from the ghost perspective. Pretty cool idea, and yeah, I really want to see this, but I don't think I physically can until next year. Yeah, Mike, I know. Would you consider Hitman a 20? Yes, you know, exactly. That is a very good point, because I was just thinking that. I typed hot man. I mean, he is attractive. I won't lie, but Hitman. There. God, there's so many Hitman. What the hell? There's so many named Hitman. I think this year is slim pickings in horror. Yeah, I saw a lot of horror films, and most of them I was not a huge fan of. I liked how experimental some of them were, but most of them I didn't like, and I've gotten quite a few comments on my channel where I talked about the 2024 horror films, and a lot of people were kind of dumping on me, getting mad that I was complaining too much about these films. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? Like, most of them weren't good. I'm not gonna just lie, you know. So yeah, but anyway, Hitman is listed as 2023, but I don't think, didn't this hit Netflix in this year? And like, again, like, I'm pretty sure this only hit festivals in 2023, but 2024 is when people could actually watch the damn thing. So yeah, Substance is the only standout, which had some flaws in the third act. Yeah, Substance standout is definitely a good way to put it. Substance is wild. It's definitely one of my favorites this year. I also had some problems with the film. I feel like it could have been trimmed down, but I would never say I was bored. I mean, there's so much going on. I think my problem with Substance is completely personal. It's not a flaw against the film. Is that it was really gross, and that's fine. That's what I was going for. And I don't mean like blood. I mean just like, oh god, I'm going to be nauseous. But like, some of the close-ups were just so nasty. Longlegs. Yes, Longlegs is a 2024 film, and that was pretty good too. I had some issues with Longlegs, but I liked it. I actually come here to watch you complain, to get my negative feelings validated. It feels like I'm doing something dirty, like watching porn next to my parents. Wow, how to take that as a compliment is just a strange feeling. That is really funny. Oh wow, that's a first. I've never had my channel compared to that very specific scenario. That's very funny. That film has a big fixation with arses. Oh, Substance? Yes, it does. Yeah, it's just when you do watch Substance, Darth Vader, yeah, strap in. That's a movie. It's crazy fucking movie. But yeah, I would consider Hitman a 2024 film, and I really liked Hitman. I think my only issue with this film was, like, I don't think the plot was that great. But it's okay, because these two have such good chemistry, and it's funny, and it's sexy, and all his different kind of costumes and personalities he was creating were really fun. So it's good to see Glenn Powell, you know, actually show his acting chops. I didn't hate Longlegs and Talk to Me. No, I didn't hate them. I actually quite liked them. But I do understand the issues people have with those films, because they're so hyped. These films get so much hype. And you sit down, you're expecting the greatest thing in the world, the scariest thing in the world. And if it doesn't reach those levels, you're going to be disappointed. Yeah, it can be a real bummer. And I wish they just didn't hype it to that extent. I wish YouTubers weren't everywhere saying, oh my god, this thing's a 10 out of 10, holy shit, mind-blowing. And it's like, it's not, and you know it is, you know, but it's just, yeah, it's how internet content is spread. Forgot Hitman came out. Powell has a solid, yeah, he does. He was in Spy Kids 3. I don't think I even saw the third one. I gotta start somewhere, right? I brought my friend In Bruges on 4K for his Christmas gift. Hope he likes it. He better like it. Oh, first of all, In Bruges is fantastic, and if you like In Bruges, you gotta see Banshees of Inisherin. This was my favorite movie of 2022. This is an amazing film, and it got hard snubbed. I mean, it got nominated for a lot, but it won Dick, and it was really frustrating because I thought this was amazing. But I think the best way I can describe this movie is that it's 2/3 way through it, it is charming and hilarious, and then the last third is heartbreaking. Don't spoil it in the comments if you've seen it, but wow, yeah, it was an experience. Fun fact: I'm 40 minutes away from the Banished Series film location. No shit. Oh, it's great. I would totally visit if I could. Yeah, and apparently the cast was really cool on set. Like they would like hang out with the locals and things. But yeah, I'm just look. I gotta just knock this one off then because this doesn't count, and I can't see Queer, and I want to because it's by Luca Guadagnino, and he's a great director. And I don't think I'm able to see Cloud either. So that's why I got so far as Watchlist. We can dig into this one later. But this might be a video I'm gonna do, because honest to God, I still don't know. I'm very much on the fence. I don't know which one. Where's Craven? Very funny, Getty Squire. You talking about Craven the Hunter? I'm not watching that. Not a chance. After the Venom movies, after Madame Web, and after Morbius, why would you go out and watch a Sony superhero film? Other than like the Across the Spider-Verse movies, like why would you trust them to make a good film at that point? Like they've done nothing but betray the audience. So like, why would you do it? It was your favorite too, Alika. That's awesome. Yeah, Alika, my sister said it really well. She said Everything Everywhere All at Once was about a mother-daughter relationship that's so profound that it splits the universe. Like that's how just strong those emotions are between a mother and a daughter. It's able to break reality. I thought it was a nice way to put it. I don't know. I liked that the film had an emotional core to it. It wasn't just craziness. Because they're funny. I mean, Madame Web was funny, but it was so frustrating too. You know? I hated Madame Web so much because I'm just watching a movie that no one put any effort into at all. Like, it was clearly like a first draft. All the performances were terrible. It's just so funny because everyone's so obsessed with Sydney Sweeney. And it's not for her acting, I know that. But I just kind of feel like grabbing people and going like, yo, she cannot act. And I just have to say it. I don't think Dakota Johnson can act. She's like 1 of 8 in terms of performances. She's really bad in Madame Web. She's terrible in those 50 Shades movies. And I saw some other film, Are You Okay? I think it's called. She's bad in that too. It's just, I don't get it with her delivery. It's like she's not even trying. Oh, hold on. Too sappy. Boop. I love The First Omen like an art piece. I mean, it's a great film, but I feel like it isn't a great horror film. Felt unnecessary. Didn't think the Omen needed the origin story. See, Tanisha, I kind of agree with you because I love The First Omen, and I actually do like it as a horror film. It didn't scare me, but it was definitely disturbing. But I think the worst parts about The First Omen is its ties to the original, the way it kind of tries to wrap things up and everything. Like, I didn't think of that, but it's frustrating at the same time because, and you probably know this as well, if they try to just make it as an original film, like don't include the Omen stuff at all, it probably would have been a better film, but it probably wouldn't have been made. You know what I mean? Like, here's this director, she's never made a full film before. It's her first film. They have this, cool script. You think some studio's going to take a chance on that? No, like not at all. So it's like that's the way for the creative people to get into the system, is by making sequels and remakes and prequels and all that stuff. Like that's and superhero shit. Like that's the only way they can break through. At least that's how it feels sometimes. But I do think that's the weakest part of the film. Yeah, it did, Rory. I didn't think of that. There's 3 Donkey films that year. Stall the Digger. Sydney Sweeney has something lads want from a lady. Someone who has a love for cars. Didn't know that. But, yeah. But, Getty, there's no way I'm watching Craven. Not gonna happen. I saw Madame Web. That's enough bad films for me. I saw Madam Web and the Crow remake. No more. Can't. Yeah, Rory, that's actually a good point. Luca did the Suspiria remake, which I really liked, but that needed like 15 minutes gone. Yeah, Getty, we get it. We understand. Would you be interested in doing a Christmas horror movie list? Probably not. I'm putting the finishing touches on the horror video right now. I could, but I'm also trying to step away a little bit from the horror on my channel. I mean, I'm still going to do some, and I'm putting one out tomorrow morning, but it's not all I want to talk about. And I would rather talk about Die Hard thing. I would rather talk about just underrated Christmas movies in general. But, sorry, a little hungover. And also, I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to think of good Christmas horror movies, and I'm kind of blanking, because I didn't, and this is like sacrilege, I know, I didn't like the original Black Christmas, and all the other ones I've seen kind of pop up don't look very good to me. Like A Violent Night, you know? And would you consider Gremlins to be a horror Christmas movie? Because I actually saw it yesterday, and that movie is fucking violent. Better Watch Out is an underrated Christmas horror movie. Don't know that one. Better Watch Out. (2016). Oh, I've heard of this. I haven't seen it. Add to the watch list. I would like the Alien franchise to stop unless studios produce sequels similar to Romulus or Isolation. I mean, I agree with you. I liked Alien Romulus, but Gustavo, I'm pretty sure you know what my issue with Romulus was. I think you can probably guess, because it's the same issue everyone had with Romulus, and I don't know why they did that. Sorry. God damn it. Fucking Romulus. I can't believe Romulus did that shit. So unnecessary. So stupid. I've seen Better Watch Out. The main character in that is such an annoying incel. Oh, this kid here? That's unfortunate. I'll still watch it. But it's good to know. There are a lot of horror channels on YouTube. Yes, there are. And mine's doing okay. I mean, mine did very well in October. But the problem is when you have a horror channel is that is your peak month and it just plummets. Like November is a pretty bad month for my channel. So I need to find a way to keep more consistent, grow the audience. You guys are great. I mean, I love having a live stream. And hopefully that helps increase my channel as well. But I want to do other stuff, you know? Like, I want people to check out my channel in December or March. You know, that's what I want. Stream, yes. I gotta head out my lunch break, but have a great rest of the stream. Okay, Alika, so glad you spent your lunch break with me and everyone else here. Have a great day, and hope you had an amazing Thanksgiving. So glad you swung by. I was typing rare exports, wasn't I? This one? I see a kid holding what looks like a... Is that a gun? No, the guy's holding it. He's holding a puppy. Or something. It's hard to tell. And there's Santa in jail. Okay, adding that. This looks... Yeah, this looks... Young nearby... Evil Santa Claus? Oh my god. Okay. Okay. But yeah, let's real quick. And we can start talking about Die Hard in a second. But these are all the films I've seen this year, and there's more. There's probably, I think around here it starts. It starts with Beekeeper. Beekeeper was the first film I saw of 2024, and that was not a good start. Beekeeper sucked. You ever watch the anthology series Channel Zero? 4 seasons, different stories. No, I've mentioned this in the previous stream. I'm very picky with TV shows because I get, I want to get invested, and that's a huge time sink. So, yeah. But I'll look it up. Channel Zero. I swear I've heard of this. I have. I've seen ads for this. It's looking good. It's looking decent on the IMDb. It's actually kind of low for IMDb. Shudder, but Shudder means nothing. Channel Zero, huh? Okay. Yeah, I still haven't seen a horror show I really like. I guess The Terror. Is The Terror horror? Would you call it horror? The Terror was excellent. And it was historically accurate. Well, except for the monster. Other than that, pretty accurate. I can't find the show here. I think this might be it. Yeah. Sci-fi creepypasta anthology show. Okay. I'm surprised you don't like Black Christmas. It was pretty innovative for the time, plus the ending's great. Solid ending. I know it's innovative. I found it boring. I really didn't like some of the characters. I should give it another chance. I really should. Haunting the Hill House is pretty good. I still need to finish that. I kind of lost interest, but I should try it again. Especially around this season when I'm like trying to catch up a lot of movies. I feel like my time is precious, and unfortunately that leads to me kind of losing interest in something if it doesn't grab me kind of quickly. Like the Marianne French horror show. I saw one episode and I was like, I'm out. Like this is crap. I don't think I even finished it, the first episode, because the editing is so poor. I couldn't. Midnight Mass. Midnight Mass is a solid show. My only problem with Midnight Mass is I actually didn't like the horror elements that much. It felt kind of bland. But the suspense and the religious conversations, all of that was great. And as someone who used to be very religious, less now, I thought it was pretty fair the way they treated it. It was balanced and it was interesting. It talked a lot about reasons why people have doubts, why people are faithful, why there's so much going on with all those discussions. Like that to me was like the best part of the show. You think Black Christmas is dull? The remake makes it look like Citizen Kane. Like, yeah, I have not seen the Black Christmas remake. It didn't look very promising. Silent Night a few years back was something I wasn't expecting at all. Is it Silent Night Deadly Night? Silent Night Deadly Night 2 with the garbage day? This one. Yes, I've heard of this. Yeah, Lily Rose Depp, Matthew Good, Keira Knightley. Didn't see this. Heard about this one. Didn't see it, though. Was it good? Yeah, I don't know. Fall the House show. Usher was pretty good as well. I heard that was pretty solid. I worry sometimes because when it comes to... I don't think TV shows lend themselves well to horror. Because I feel like it's gonna be repetitive, you know? At least that's my fear, is that it's gonna repeat a lot of the same gimmicks. It's gonna drag out. There's gonna be a lot of fat that you should trim. That's my fear. But I'm willing to be proven wrong for a really good horror show. So, like, Haunting the Hill House, I should really finish. Have you seen Dune Prophecy? I can't get into it. No, I didn't want to see it. I other than the Penguin show, which is really good, I am not a big fan of spin-offs in general. Like, if I'm invested in a franchise, I don't give a shit about the in-between stuff, you know? I don't even like Marvel movies that much, but, like, they couldn't pay me to watch a Marvel show. None of them. Because I don't care. Like, I'm not that invested. Unless, I don't make my whole life revolved around, like, a universe. And I just don't care. Like, the only reason I saw The Penguin is because I heard it was really good, and I love Colin Farrell, and I watched it. I'm glad I did. The other stuff, don't care. And with Doom 2, I liked Doom 2, but then they showed Doom Prophecy, and I just thought, why? Like, I'm good. I'm set. Superman and Lois has been really good. They usually end up as soap operas for the occasional jump scare. That's what I'm worried about. That is what I'm worried about, Mike. I'm worried that Haunting the Hill House, Haunting the Bly Manor, all those shows are just going to be like soap operas with a jump scare every 15 minutes. Like, I don't need that. I don't want that. I don't have the time. I do not have the time. And I have my doubts that the actors are going to be amazing and are going to like carry me through the show. But I am willing to be proven wrong on this. Still Wakes the Deep is pretty good too. I love some recommendations on cosmic horror. Mandy. Watch Mandy. Mandy I would describe as cosmic horror, and Mandy is fantastic. This is such a good film. It starts slow, which bothered some people. It didn't bother me, but it's worth noting that like it's a slow start. But this is a absolutely breathtaking movie, very trippy, and it gets more cosmic as it goes on. There's a hypnosis scene that is one of my favorite movie scenes ever. I mean, I don't even know how long that scene was, but it could have been an hour, and I would have kept watching. It was incredible. Nicolas Cage is very good in this film, and it kind of surprised me. There's a scene where he's crying. I remembered, like, oh yeah, the guy can act. I almost forgot, you know? Yeah, Color Out of Space is... I don't think it's as good as Mandy. I don't. I actually think Nicolas Cage is really bad in Color Out of Space. He's very inconsistent. For like 75% of the movie, he's doing one voice, and then there's like this 20-minute period where he gets like really good, and then it goes back. And I'm like, there's like no consistency. But Color Out of Space does have some pretty interesting visuals. They really lean into the pink and purple with this film. And Tommy Chong is in this film, I think. Yeah. So if you want cosmic horror, I would recommend Color Out of Space and Mandy. But Mandy is my big recommend for you. Where's some other cosmic horror films? What am I missing? There's one by John Carpenter, but I can't remember the name. That's worth seeing too. Oh yeah, The Void. Is that cosmic horror? It feels more like body horror, to be honest. But I guess it does. Yeah, what did I give this? A 6 or a 7? I gave this 6. Actually, can I go boost up to a 7? Yeah, this was pretty fun. I didn't... The characters are nothing special, but really good practical effects. Very colorful, very trippy. Yeah, this was pretty solid. And 2016 again. 2016 for horror was outstanding. I'm honestly struggling to find a better year for horror movies than 2016. It was such a good year. I didn't really like The Empty Man. I was not huge on it either. And Tanish, I feel like we're loners in that because people love The Empty Man. I could have liked it more if it was like not over 2 hours. That runtime was stupid. And I think the main character was great. I thought the girl was awful. I don't know where they found her. I really wish I could remember the movie, but we watched one recently where Nicolas Cage never talked. It was super cheesy, but never seen him act so well. He didn't talk much in Pig, but that wasn't cheesy. That was a pretty serious film. Didn't talk at all? I can't remember that. Do you consider some horror, cosmic horror and horror that takes place in space the same? No. So... a horror movie that just happens to take place in space, that's sci-fi horror. Cosmic horror is more like... Cosmic horror is... You're on Earth, but you're tapping into something from space. There's some kind of cosmic energy or creatures or something like that from space. Cosmic horror I think has like a little bit more to do with... It's kind of... it's more like conceptual, I guess. It's not so much, oh, we're in space, oh, there's a spaceship, there's aliens. At least that's my interpretation. I don't know what the actual definition is. But cosmic horror is a little bit more like, what's his name? The guy who did the Cthulhu stuff. Lovecraft. It's a little closer to that. But like Alien, I would not consider Alien to be cosmic horror. I would consider it to be sci-fi horror. Fear of the Unknown, which is... Yeah, there you go. Lovecraft, thank you. Yeah. And, I gotta say, not a huge fan of Lovecraft's writing. I read his Cthulhu short stories, and, like there's some moments that are fantastic. Anytime something's actually happening, it's very eye-catching and interesting to read. But then there's other, like, all the in-between prose that he does. It's so robotic and very much telling you rather than showing you. When he shows, it's great. When he tells, it's boring. Leprechaun in space. Yeah, that's another thing with horror movies, is that there's just way too many sequels. And this was more of a problem back in the day. There's less now. But, God, there's like 12 Jason films. There's God knows how many Halloween films. There's like several Exorcists. It's too much. There's a billion leprechauns. Yeah, Rory, that's fair. You know, I do try to separate art from the artist. I feel like it's a little tougher when it's a writer. You know, I feel like it's more of themselves and their work rather than an actor. Yeah, didn't seem like a nice pal, Lovecraft. I thought we had a good thing going. No, I like some of Lovecraft. I like his concepts. I like his descriptions. I like his action scenes and some of his concepts. You know, like I said, the Cthulhu short stories. There'd be a whole, like 2 pages where I'm just locked in, amazed at what I'm reading, and then there'd be 2 pages that are so dull, so emotionless, and trying so hard to convince me that something is scary, but it's not showing me or doing anything to engage me. So it was I was more mixed on Lovecraft, but I wouldn't say I didn't like him. And all I read was his Cthulhu stuff, so, you know, I don't have as wide of a net to really analyze him. Okay, you're forgiven. Oh, well, thank you. He's my favorite depressed racist author. Admittedly, that's a long list. It is. It's a long list. If you were to list every depressed writer, it would be like half of them. Underwater was pretty fun. Yes, I actually liked Underwater more than I expected. I hate the one character in Underwater, though, played by TJ something. He was the worst. God, I wanted him to die so bad. But other than that, this was actually really fun. Kristen Stewart was fine. TJ Miller, that's it. Oh God, he was so bad in Underwater. TJ Miller, God, he was the worst. I don't know what's worse, TJ Miller in this, or the character in the Buzz Lightyear movie. Both of them just like incompetent, poorly performed cringe factories. Couldn't stand it. Can't say the same for someone like Polanski or Russell. Yeah, Polanski's got to be like the biggest gulf between talent and personality, right? Because I think Polanski films are excellent. Like I saw Chinatown for the first time not too long ago, and I was pretty amazed. But he's such a piece of shit. Like he's such a piece of shit. Ugh. T.J. Miller tended to play himself in a lot of films up until he was canceled. Yeah. Well, you know, and I canceled him once I saw Underwater because he's fucking annoying in this. I would still recommend this movie though if you haven't seen it. It's very fun. It's like it's short. It's look at that. It's 95 minutes. It's just like short, to the point. There's a great reveal that I won't spoil in the third act. That is awesome. And it actually feels like you're underwater. They did a really good job conveying that, all like the murkiness and, you know, the headlamps that they have. It looked like playing the game Soma. Chinatown, excellent film. Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, LA Confidential reminded me of Chinatown. That's like the only film that's in the ballpark. It's not as good. I think Chinatown's better. But if you want like a corruption investigation noir kind of film, like Chinatown's the daddy for sure. The poster is cool as hell. Yeah, this is a good poster. Yeah, I like it. It's like Jaws. Reminds me of that. Yeah, this was solid. All right, I really like this film. I think this is like a perfect rental with friends. You pop it on, you'll have a good time. Leviathan from Berserk. Is that a game? Show? Is it a movie? Not sure. But yeah, let me dive into this next thing. I don't know why I thought viewers would throw 2024 movies at me, because I'm watching way more than you guys are. I'm not saying that as a diss. I'm just like, I'm being psychotic with how many I'm trying to watch, and I feel like the ones I haven't seen yet are ones I physically can't yet. Have you seen Tremors? Yes, of course I've seen Tremors. I did not. Did I see Tremors 2? I might have seen Tremors 2. I absolutely saw the first Tremors. I saw it twice. Berserk. Let's look this up. If it's a manga, I don't know it. I have never read a manga. This looks like it's based off a manga. No, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really that much into anime. I had a best friend who's Japanese, but so I watched some anime shows, and I watched them in Japanese with no subtitles. But you know, so I watched Upon Man and the Ultraman. Watched that, Dragon Ball Z, all of that. But after that, I didn't get into it. Like, it wasn't really my thing. So didn't get into anime. I hate some anime tropes. I really do. Like, as a writer, the exposition in anime drives me up the wall. Can't do it. Cannot deal with it. We all work so much that when we're able to get together, we are very choosy about what we watch. Yeah, I totally understand. It's like when you're with your girl and you're trying to decide what to eat. It's like neither of you can make a decision, and it's like the world depends on it. Berserk is one of the best works of fiction ever made. Really, that is a bold statement. You're saying it's up there with Of Mice and Men and the Godfather book and 100 Years of Solitude. You're saying it's up there? Okay. That's like I said, that you gotta stand behind that statement. It's your chance now to back away from it, because that's a big statement to make. Okay, wait, hold on a second. Is this a manga that's like 1,000 issues? Because I'm not reading it. I'm not buying 100 books so I can get into this. Like, cannot, won't do it. But if there's like a compilation, like one volume or something, okay. Cowboy, back here. Top-notch dark fantasy. It's 42 volumes, guys. How am I supposed to read that? I can't read it. No, it's gonna take me a year. I'm not gonna read that. I'll look up to see if there's a compilation or something, but I'm not buying 42 books. I used to watch when I was a kid films like Bats. I saw Bats. Bats was funny. The Breed, Mimic, Species, Slither, Tremors. Recently, Crawl reminded those films. Yeah, Crawl was pretty good. I think Underwater's better, as for if you want like a monster movie kind of thing that's more recent. But Crawl was good. Bats was a movie. Tremors. I would recommend Gremlins, which is very goofy and surprisingly violent. Let me think. It's not a good like kind of creature feature. Oh well, okay. It's not a B movie. It's much more polished and emotional. But The Host by Bong Joon-ho, that's pretty good. Watch The Host. Not the shitty movie where a girl has a girl inside of her head and kisses two boys. Stupid. But the Korean one. Watch that. I will look this up though. When I have some friends who are really into anime, and it's their life mission to get me to watch more anime, read more anime. I mean, I'm not saying they're as pushy as Crypto Bros, and they're less obnoxious, but it's definitely, there's a pushiness to anime fans for sure. And so, unfortunately, it sometimes has the reverse effect. Dean Koontz' Odd Thomas series is good. Gizmo the Good Gremlin. My favorite director with the first name Bong. Are there multiples? I don't know any other Bong director. Dean Koontz. I've heard of Dean. Have I read anything by Dean Koontz? I don't know. See, the funniest thing is I don't read a lot of modern writing. A lot of the books I read are older. But a lot of the shows and TV I watch are more modern. And music, I tend to go for more somewhat modern. So it's like this kind of disconnect. But I'm reading The Diary of Anne Frank right now, actually. I'll get back to you on that. My favorite, right? I will look into Berserk. Speaking of that, though, since all the anime fans perked up their ears, I saw this, and this was a very Gustavo. No, who asked? Maddie. So I've written many short stories. But that was when I was younger. I'm working on a book right now with my sister, and I'm gonna restart a book that I wrote before because I was halfway through it. I'm like, literally, this book's not working, so I have to restart it, which is frustrating but necessary. And working on a nonfiction book with my sister right now. But when I was younger, I wrote a lot of short stories, and I also wrote a short horror screenplay that I'm looking for directors for. So that's pretty much the gist of it. And of course my YouTube videos. But that's very different writing. This movie is insane. This is probably... Yes, there's a show. This is based on the show. I have not seen the show. This is probably the most visually overwhelming film I've ever seen in my entire life. I think this would be even too fast for people who have ADD. It was insane. But it was also gorgeous. So it was very frustratingly paced. Like, it's too quick. There's too much going on. I hated the music. But it's more of an anime thing as well. You know, every time there's a boss fight, it has to be like, dun, 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 dun. I can't. But that aside, like the middle of this film was brilliant, and it's creepy. It's gorgeous to look at, but it literally is like probably the most colorful film I've ever seen. Oh my god! Oh my gravy! That movie is awesome. It's on Crackle. Yeah, I almost give this one an 8, but I felt like they dropped the ball in the third act. I did. Like, I didn't like the final confrontation really at all. And that was a big miss for me. But I did enjoy this and would recommend it. This was an insane film, though. It almost made my top 10 of the year, which a list I'm working on right now. And this almost clinched it, but they fucked up the ending, man. They fucked it up. It would have been like slot number 10, maybe 10 or 9. It would have hit it. I published 6 novels, working my 7th, at least 20 screenplays. Dude, nice. Nice job, man. What genre, if I can ask? Or all types? Well, Maddie, if you're on Discord, I'd love to pick your brain sometime because I'm working on... Well, they're not full screenplays, but it's a short. I'm trying to do some horror shorts. Angel's Egg was a good anime I saw about 10 years ago. Very slow paced, but very beautiful. Yeah, this was like kind of the opposite, right? Because this was gorgeous, but it was so fast and so cluttered. It was wild. See if I can get like a... Hold on. I'm trying to find like a typical shot from this film, like what it looks like. And these are just standard shots from the movie. Like every shot looks like this. It's just, yeah, like this shit. It's just why, like, you're gonna... It didn't give me a headache or anything, but it's just so... It's so visually overwhelming. Oh, man. God, I pray they don't make a film, though. If they ever made, like, a live-action film of this, it would suck so bad. The books are... My mom is sitting next to me, so I know how to watch my words. Well, that's good. Yeah, there's nothing, I watch a lot of horror movies, and there's nothing scarier than a mother's temper. I'll say that. The books are historical horror. Oh, very cool. Is there one you'd recommend? I'd love to read one of them if they're in publication. You said they were published. What's your best book? The worst question to ask a writer, right? Because we always kind of undervalue our writing. And the I don't know if this is true for you, but I feel like the videos or the writing that I don't like very much are the ones that people seem to like gravitate towards. And I'm like, how are we not like you're not on the same page? I feel like sometimes. So I'm very curious what you think your best one is. Military horror. That's why the Bob Duke and Hereditary is so unsettling, even Mama, because it has moms. Yeah. I mean, Toni Collette was pretty intense in Hereditary. But yeah, Maddie Man, throw out your title. I'm pretty sure the title of your book is not called Military Horror. Oh, maybe it is. It'll be a very bold title. Just be like, yo, that's my book. Anywho, I want... Okay, I got a question for everyone. We can still chat about random movies and stuff, but I just want to ask everyone, based on what column you're in, what is your reasoning? Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? A yes or a no? Because I'm torn. What the... The first four are pretty rough. The fifth one's the best in the series. Do I need to read the first four to understand the fifth? Is it kind of like a Harry Potter thing where, it's they're not standalone? Yes. Missy says yes. Why? I really want to know people's reasoning for why Die Hard is a Christmas movie or why it's not. Because I want to hear as many arguments as possible before I kind of make an informed decision. And of course, watch it again. Which is fine with me, because Die Hard is so good. I actually saw Die Hard with my parents. Not in theaters. I wasn't alive. But when we watched it at home, and even my mom liked it. Because to her, all the violence made sense. Nothing about that movie was gratuitous. There wasn't unnecessary sex. There wasn't just dumb amounts of gore. It wasn't glamorizing the violence too much. Characters were fun. Fantastic villain. Bruce Willis was perfect. It was just great. Crystal Knight named the series about a Nazi medical experiment victim turned Nazi hunter. Ooh, that's fun. Crystal Knight. Okay. Well, look it up, Manny Man. But can you answer my previous question about whether I can just jump in? Or do I have to read the first four to get to number 5? Because sometimes it's a little, like I just read a book called Redbreast by, what's his name? He's the same guy who wrote The Snowman. Horror books that take place in Norway. And I think that one's like 3rd in the series, but I was able to read it and not get lost. Best Christmas movie, in our opinion. I mean, it is a phenomenal film. Whoops, that's the spelling error. This is a funny part of this song. It smells like smooth jazz, 105.6. I'm from India, so I can't really relate to the whole debate on Die Hard being a Christmas film, but Die Hard 1 and 3 are my favorites because I watched it with my grandpa when I was little. That's a fun one. That's a good one to watch with grandpa. I have stuff to do, so we are switching to TV. Okay, Misty. Well, Misty and company, I hope you guys are having a great day. And thanks again for making me suffer through tarot. It made for a good commentary, Some of his best action films, in my opinion. Yeah, Die Hard 1 and 3 were pretty... Honestly, I don't mind Die Hard 2. I like Die Hard 2. It's not as good as 1 and 3, though. 1 and 3 was... They're great for there's the same reasons everyone knows. It's not even worth getting into why they're so good. But 3 is especially interesting because the plot of 3 is fun, but what really makes 3 work is Samuel Jackson and Bruce Willis together. I mean, it's just amazing to watch those two kind of play off each other. If you all have a clear critique on Patreon, you're missing out on the best spoiling. Thank you, Missing Company. And also, I don't think Missing Company means I spoil films. I think she means that I spoil my Patreons, which is a very nice thing to say. Thank you. You'd be a little lost jumping to book 5. There's a lot of World War II history that I play with to make the story work. Okay. Well, hey, I'll look it up. Crystal Knight? Yeah, Crystal Knight. Okay, I'll check it out. I do have a really long reading list right now, but I will look up your stuff. I promise. Yeah, I'm reading Anne Frank right now. I have the first book in the Horatio Hornblower series because I got really into 19th century sailing and naval battles after watching The Terror and Master and Commander. So, and playing the game Return of the Obra Dinn. So I got like weirdly into it. So I want to read that book. I also bought the book, The Woman in Black. That's what the film was based on. Short horror book. I'm really interested to read it. And then what else? I think there's like another one. I'm blanking. Like I keep buying books. Oh, I bought I, Robot, which I never read. So yeah, very interested. But I will look up Crystal Knight. Good title. Here's a fun question. Well, I'm asking so many questions to you guys. I feel like I'm overloading you. So please, Die Hard, answer that one if you guys can. If you don't, I would love to know, do you guys know of any movies that have bad titles but are good films? I think the only one I can think of is Sexy Beast, which is a fantastic film. And that title is so dumb and it's completely irrelevant to the story. I don't know why it's called Sexy Beast. In fact, it probably scared people off from watching it because it's like, I don't want to see something called Sexy Beast. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Yeah, it's a pretty corny title, although it is kind of a cheesy film. But that's funny. It sounds like yeah, it's a memorable title though, which in a way makes it a good one. Like that it sticks out, that title. But so is Sexy Beast, and this title's shit. Also, if you haven't seen Sexy Beast, watch it. It's like a heist film, but the heist is the least important part. It's really about these character dynamics, and Ben Kingsley in this movie he's unbelievable. He's terrifying, he's intimidating, he's sad. There's so much to his character. Just watch like the first 5 minutes. It's great. The first 5 minutes is just this guy down here sun tanning and, you know, putting ice on his balls. He's just talking to himself like, oh, it's so hot. I'm roasting. So awesome. Oh, I wish I could watch this again for the first time. But yeah, where is it? I'm so torn though, because like Die Hard, it takes place on Christmas. And I think there's Christmas decorations. You can see it in the building. And I believe there's some Christmas music in the film somewhere. But this doesn't feel like a Christmas movie. It's not about Christmas. I've seen some arguments for why it's about Christmas, but I disagree. It's not about family, it's not about tradition, it's not about giving thanks, it's not about presents. It's not about any of that. So it's tricky. Sexy Beast is great, best villain ever. Wade Winston's as likable as you ever. Yeah, he's so likable, and it's one of the rare things. YMS brought this up, where usually when you're watching the movie and the guy goes in for that last job, that last heist, you as an audience member want to grab him and go like, don't do it. Don't do the last heist. Don't do the last job. You have a good thing going here. It's like the end of the Heat. Like, don't go to the hotel and shoot the guy. Like, just walk. In Sexy Beast, it's kind of the opposite. You want to grab him, just go like, just do it, man. Like, this is not worth it. Just do it. He's not going to take no for an answer. Clearly not. So, Um, such a great film. And Maddie, fun fact: Ray Winstone to prepare for that movie, he had to gain a bunch of weight and get a suntan. He described it as like the best prepping for a movie he's ever had, because he rented a place in Spain and did nothing but suntan and eat all day. Doesn't sound too bad, right? That sounds like a decent job. Love that. Oh, hey, George Blackcamp McCraw. How's it going? You suggested a movie for me for my wheel game. I think Slumdog Millionaire was yours. So I gotta rewatch that one. It's been a while. Yeah, that was a good film. It like won everything. So true. Yeah. Very, very, very true. Honestly, when it comes to this year though, 2024, I don't think there's no 9s yet. There's no 9 or 10 out of 10s this year. In fact, I think the last movie I gave a 9 or a 10 to, like based on when it came out, oh god, it might have been Banshees. So that's like a couple years ago. Banshees and Tar both get a 9 out of 10 for me. Nothing this year, not yet. I'm hoping. Apparently Anora is very good. So I want to see Anora. I think the closest maybe Challengers. This was great. I had a couple problems with it, and also the characters are very unlikable, but they're kind of supposed to be. You're not supposed to agree with or support these characters. They're all very self-centered. Her especially. Any suggestion? Oh, I'll be watching Die Hard for the first time this year. Maybe it's so good. Just don't go into it thinking it's The Godfather, because it's hyped up so much, so I don't want you to get disappointed. Watch it like it's just like a straightforward good action film, which is what it is. What's so good about it is the fact it's like trim. You know, it's just straight to the point. It doesn't waste time. There's no unnecessary shit. There's not a single scene that doesn't need to be there. It's just like good guys, bad guys, great action, great, practical and special effects. It's everything you need out of an action film. So like watch it like that. Don't watch it expecting the most mind-blowing, complex action movie, of that. Just watch it like a good action flick. And also watch it thinking it's the 80s, because you'll probably there might be some tropes you recognize, but then you'll realize like they actually came from Die Hard, in a way. So watch it like that, and I think you'll have a great time. Because I know it's been hyped to death, but I strongly recommend that you sit down and watch it, because it really is an excellent action film. And I wish more action films these days kind of, used Die Hard for inspiration. Just be like, you know what, maybe we don't need that character, or maybe we could cut that scene. Just make it good and simple. That's what we want. A good comedy film that happens to be fairly recent. That's gonna be tough, because my opinion, I think our comedies in America at least peaked in the 90s. I think that's when we were making some of our best comedies. I don't think our comedies are very good. All it is just a bunch of overpaid actors thrown together with bad lines and have them improv occasionally. That's all I'm seeing. Bottoms isn't bad. That was kind of funny. I would say that. Well, what do you guys think? What are some good recent comedy? Nothing is in bounds. Yeah, that's another thing. Is none of our comedies are edgy. It's a horror comedy, but Bodies is pretty funny as well. Let's see. I'm just looking. God, I watch so much horror. Oh, okay. So this is kind of in the irregular comedy, but this is like a live-action Looney Tunes movie, and it's fantastic. But I feel like it has very much for like a niche audience. So if watching over an hour and a half of like Looney Tunes comedy, like physics and physical comedy. Like, you have to... That has to sound good to you for you to enjoy this. But it is awesome. Like, it's so creative with its, like I mentioned, like its physics, its devices, the mapping out of things, the trial and error. This whole movie is just trial and error. Don't listen to this man, buys ×3 is hard. I don't think so. I think it's very good. It's not perfect. Certainly not. But I quite enjoyed it. I thought the casting was on point. It's pretty much like the best role for Pete Davidson. Like, it's like exactly the kind of character he should play. And I thought some of the social commentary was on point. It was a little overdone, but I think a lot of it was on point. And Rachel Sennett was awesome. Rachel Sennett was amazing as this like really kind of dense girl who thinks that she's profound. She was spot on. People seem to really like No Hard Feelings, but I absolutely hate it. I heard the opposite from people. I feel like people really didn't like No Hard Feelings. And yeah, I'm of the opinion, I don't think Jennifer Lawrence was ever an amazing actress, and I was very surprised at how many Oscars she got nominated for, because I didn't see it. I do think she gave some good performances. I'm not denying that. I'm just like, really? You won for that? You got nominated for that? I don't think she's at that level that people are putting her on. So, and I don't know why they put her in a comedy. She doesn't seem to have comedy chops. I know people love Jennifer Lawrence because she's very down to earth. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan. She basically played herself in most of the films, right? Yeah, I didn't. She was probably the best part of American Hustle, but I hated American Hustle. I really did. I like the British comedy Get Duped. Don't know that. I don't know that one. Just one of those films I feel like I need to see more, so I want to. You got to see it, not without singing the blues. You really got to see Die Hard. It's not like there's constant action. There's not. It's not John Wick. It's not like just like 13-minute long action scenes. That's not it. It's just solid. I can't really describe it any other way. It's just like a solid, well-built machine. You know, it's just like a good car that runs well. I can't describe it any better. Bullet Train was pretty funny, yeah, except for every scene with Joey King. She was awful, but Brad Pitt was very funny in Bullet Train. You prefer Die Hard 3 to 1? Wow, it is good. I mentioned earlier, Die Hard 3 is sweet. So Tanishq, I would recommend Hundreds of Beavers, but again, like, this is a Looney Tunes style film, so you have to, like, there's no dialogue, so you have to prepare for that. But if that sounds fun to you, I would definitely check this out because it's hysterical and pretty impressive. Like I said, Bites Bodies, I know, but some people hate it, so there's that. Bottoms was pretty funny. God, recent comedies, man. Hold on, I can filter by genre. Some of these little... Poor Things was not a fucking comedy. Stop it. This is not a comedy. Was Barbie a comedy? Yeah, it kind of was. It was funny at first. Until it started sniffing its own butt. It's not the most professional thing to say, I know, but it was. That's exactly what it did. Triangle of Sadness. This is a really good comedy. But it's a comedy drama. I mean, it gets pretty dark in some places, but this is a really good... This is a pretty good satire of kind of rich people culture, influencers, out of touch, elite. It's also a very, very well shot film as well. Did anyone see the Sasquatch movie? No, I heard of it though. What else? Oh, you know what? This is actually pretty good. I was surprised because the first Suicide Squad is horrendous. This was pretty good. I didn't like her though. I don't. Can someone answer this to me? Why do people think Harley Quinn is funny? I can't with her. I think her lines are so bad. Margot Robbie is doing what she can, but I do not understand the appeal with her. I didn't like the No Knives films It was a better. There was better Eat the Rich. Nope. No knives. I don't know that. Oh, where am I? Sorry, I'm like dancing around. Yeah, do you mean Knives Out? I wouldn't say it's a comedy. It's a mystery film. Yeah, I wouldn't call that a comedy. I also... Would you say Knives Out was an Eat the Rich film? Is that what we're calling the genre? It was a bit. It was more obvious in the second one, I would say. The second one's not as good. The social commentary in the second one's way too on the nose. I liked Knives Out one, though. I did. The cast was spectacular. Ooh. Palm Springs. This is a great film. This is, it takes the Groundhog Day concept and it actually does really good work with it. This is the best Groundhog clone I've seen. Big recommend. This is the girl from Penguin, by the way. I couldn't believe it was the same actress. I would recommend this. This is a comedy romance. And I would recommend... where are you? I just had you. This, Dinner in America, is awesome. This is also a comedy romance. This is like the most punk film I've ever seen. This one's great. Hold on. I'm gonna write some of these down for you, buddy. Second. There you go. Those are just some comedies I recommend. These are all very different movies, so I'm trying to give you kind of like a range. You know, Looney Tunes, punk, yeah, Millie as well for Wall Street. Oh yeah, that's right, she was. God, she's great. Let's get someone needs to cast her in something to get her to like get that big meaty Oscar role because she's ready. I mean, she's fucking great. Seen the rest. Okay, Tanish. Oh, we need new tunes. Sorry. Have some things for dinner. Enjoy the rest of your stream, my friend. Thanks, Mike. I'm probably gonna hop off here in a minute anyway. Yeah, I just want to stream just for a little bit, just chat with you guys about some movies. I do have a video coming out tomorrow morning. Just a quick horror video I whipped up about horror movies to watch when you're alone. That is the concept of the video. Should be about maybe 10 minutes long. It's gonna be fairly quick. And yeah, like I said, out tomorrow morning, so stay tuned for that. Miliani was nothing but unreal. God, she was so good in Penguin. I thought Colin Farrell was gonna steal the show, but she totally stole the movie. The show. She was terrifying, especially in the first episode. Maddie, I don't know if they saw my Penguin review, but I rated episode 1 to be the best. What do you think? What was the best episode of the Penguin for you? I felt like it started to kind of lose focus in a couple episodes toward the end, like episode 6 and 7. I felt like weren't that great, but then it ended strong, which is always nice to see. Yeah. Yeah, she was very scary, especially in episode 1. She was so unhinged. Ugh. Yeah, it was boy, oh boy. God, I gotta do more research on this guy. I know there's articles out there, but what I think is so funny about the Die Hard debate is I've seen this kind of attitude where if you say it's not a Christmas movie, people take it as some kind of insult. Like that's a diss, and I don't agree with that. It's just a simple classification. As blown episode 1, such low expectations. Episode 4, without doubt. Episode 4 was... Is that when she's in the asylum? That was a pretty good one too. That was all Milioti. Like that whole episode was just her in a great performance. My favorite was 1. I think 4 was probably my second favorite. my favorite shot was when she's walking around with the gas mask. That was my favorite shot in the show. It was so great. So that should be a Halloween costume. The yellow dress with a gas mask. George, I like them both. It just depends. It depends on how well they're done. There's a show, and they turned into a movie called oh, I should recommend that one. Tanishq, In the Loop. Here. This movie is hysterical. Yeah. This is one of the 2009. So I wouldn't say recent, but this one's hilarious. This guy especially. Every line from him is like a bullet. So this movie is so clever and so foul-mouthed. It manages to combine those two beautifully. It's hysterical. And it feels like a perfect merging between American and British humor. Like Kiwi comedies. George, would you consider... what's it? Because it takes place in New Zealand, I'm pretty sure. The Hunt for the Wilder People. Did you see that? Taika Waititi wrote it, I think. And that's very, very funny and very cute. But yeah, Tanishq, and sorry if I'm butchering your name, but watch In the Loop. This one's awesome. And then... if you like Kiwi comedy, this feels a little bit more American in its comedy, but really, really solid. Great like these two leads are great. They have wonderful chemistry together. I think maybe it's like slightly too long, but honestly, it's 100 minutes. Like that's not long. This is a really fun film. I didn't realize there was a fucking boar on the cover. Yeah. Big recommend on this one. Watch the trailer. Trailer's hilarious. Alright, I think I'm going to call it. I need to get some food. Hangover slightly going away. The stream, I think, helped, so appreciate you guys for healing me. But like I said... yeah, of course, man. I'm going to do some kind of Die Hard Christmas video in December. I'm going to do a... the Wheel video. Gotta do that because I got these recommendations for you guys. So that'll come out probably late December. And then probably a video about Christmas movies. Maybe underrated Christmas movies, something like that. So if you guys have some underrated Christmas movies, throw them in the Discord. But I'm going to call it here. Thank you guys so much for swinging by. Stay tuned for my horror video that's coming out tomorrow. And yeah, check out the Patreon, the Discord. All the links are up there on top of my channel. You guys are great. It's always so fun to just chat about movies with y'all. I hope my recommendations help, and I will see you guys my next stream, probably next weekend. And if I do it sooner than that, I'll update the Discord or the community tab as usual. So hope you guys have an awesome rest of your Saturday. That's it.